By George, I think I've got it.
Hybrothetical Thinking.
I saw that Bigfoot walking across the stream and I thought to myself, wow, they are real.
I ask us all, is that really reasonable?
Hybrothetical Thinking.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
And show you a little of the evidence.
Hybrothetical Thinking.
Researchers at Stanford University School of Medicine have pioneered a cancer vaccine that eliminated all traces of cancer in mice.
You could find evidence of that, my friends. You could change the world.
Hybrothetical Thinking, a podcast for the hypothetical thinker.
Greetings, travelers, and welcome to Hybrothetical Thinking, a semi-informative podcast that explores the journey from probability up Johnny's toenail, through his kneecap, out his kneecap, back through his kneecap, inside his intestine, his small intestine, out his large intestine, outside his belly button, and then it travels down to the South Pole to find itself frozen, lost, and scared. Like a small polar bear in the winter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was the best description from a novel author ever.
I'm feeling it.
That was great, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
In through my kneecap, out through my kneecap?
Yeah, good luck trying to remember that shit. Anyway, I'm Nick Floyd, and I'm joined by my very highly intelligent and also semi-informative co-hosts.
Taylor Nelson.
Johnny Clark.
Oh, sorry, I was drinking water. And the way this works is that either Taylor or myself will do the research for our weekly episodes, and Johnny, sweet Jonathan, large fry, McChicken boy,
Yeah, large fry.
goes into every episode completely blind, very, very similar to Jamie Foxx in that one movie about the cello.
Oh.
No, fuck, he wasn't blind.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
No, he was not blind.
I'm talking about Ray Charles, ladies and gentlemen.
Ray Charles.
Jamie Foxx in the Ray Charles movie.
We did a whole lot of flashbacks there that people aren't going to follow.
Flashbacks?
Yeah. I had a large fry today. We talked about Jamie Foxx, talked about my kneecap, and polar bears.
Dude, no one knew you had a large fry today until you had the large
you said
fry.
Johnny McJohnister large fry. But what does that even mean? Chicken. I didn't eat chicken today.
Taylor, how you doing?
Did you indeed have a large fry, though?
I did. I went and got two burgers,
You
and
did.
then I was like randomly like, you know what? I want
Two
fries.
burgers,
And I went up
fry.
there, and I was like, it's actually more healthy. It's healthier to get two burgers than a burger and fries at any fast food restaurant.
Johnny and I do it 3 times a week.
Well, I never get fries. Anyway, so I was like, I really want fries. So what do I get? Small, medium? I got large. And I've been nibbling on these things for the last 5 hours.
I'm still staring at him.
The fries?
Yeah.
Or me?
No, the fries.
Yeah, no, they're still here.
I usually eat the
see
fries first, man. I have to ration them. I have to hold myself back. Try not to eat all the fries before I eat whatever burger I'm eating.
Attack!
Taylor finds a little mouse friend and goes, 1 for you, 3 for me. 1 for you, 3. You want to follow me back?
All right, Taylor, how the hell are you?
How are you, Taylor?
How the hell am I? I'm doing good. Dude, it's been raining every freaking day down here in Atlanta these past few days. Recorded some music today for a little show called Balcony TV Atlanta, a little live music.
Hey.
Super dope. Be on the lookout. How you guys been? What's been going on up there?
Been great. Been super great. All I can think about is the Orlando show. Been editing a whole lot of stuff for the hypothetical stuff, the hybrid stuff, and not. Been great. Oh, little side thing, not really part of the podcast. Is today, this Monday, no, it's Wednesday, is my 1-year anniversary with FanFest.
Hey,
Whoa.
1 year anniversary.
Today is?
Today I
day of
walked in
now?
those doors.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
Today's Wednesday, though, so
Yeah, it
technically-
I think it was on a Tuesday.
I was trying to burp, but I couldn't.
Congratulations.
I was actually wearing the same exact outfit as I am right now because I'm a nostalgic. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for ruining that whole thing.
Sorry.
1 year wasted.
Sorry. I mean, speaking of anniversaries, guys, it's episode 20.
Yeah, that's 10 more than 10.
We're on
What's
episode
that?
20.
2 X's? Is that?
I can't even count.
Yes.
I can't even count.
Cat.
Fox, I can't count. I can't even count to 20 on my fingers.
Yeah, that's true. You can't. You got toes.
Fun fact, the atomic number
Have
of
to double it
calcium
up.
is 20.
Is it?
Is
And-
that so?
And it's the third magic number in physics. These all could be wrong because I'm reading them direct from Wikipedia.
Wait,
right now.
why is the physics? Why is it a magic number in physics? Is it like a
I don't know,
prime,
Johnny.
a double prime or something like
An icosahedron has 20 faces.
that? Icosahedron?
Ooh.
Also, D20 in Dungeons and Dragons is probably the greatest die of all time.
Really?
20.
Is that a die with 20 faces?
You damn right it is, Taylor.
Oh my gosh. So many options. You'd win Monopoly so fast with that.
Also crazy. Last thing I'll say about the number 20. Plus 20 is the code for International Dial Direct for Egypt.
What?
And guess what we talked about?
Oh, a sarcophagi.
Yep.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus. What?
Right.
So anyway,
20
no,
is
20.
also Barry Sanders' number. He was really good.
All right, well, let's move on. I don't remember. I don't remember any time in my life where I'm like, wow, I've got through 20 of these things. I remember the first one. But this specific podcast, I feel like the first podcast, second podcast, I remember each one of the episodes, and they feel like yesterday.
Yeah, no, it feels like we haven't been doing this for like 20 episodes. Cool. It sounds cool. 20 weeks.
That's 30 hours of content.
20 weeks.
That's a lot
We've
of
been
weeks in
doing
a
this
row, man.
Yeah, consecutively?
That's
stop
consecutivism.
What?
You heard him.
Consecutive.
You heard it here first.
Say it again, Taylor.
Consecutivization.
Say it one more time.
Yeah.
All right, Taylor, you got some news for us today.
News?
So good.
Man, I had all kinds of news. There were a couple things I wanted to talk about today. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about, the lake that they found on Mars. Did you guys hear about that?
Whoa, yeah, underground, right? Underground lake.
Yeah, it's like underground lake. I guess it's a proven thing. Yeah, they came out with the facts, man. Proven lake on Mars. So that's like
Apparently.
okay, it's probably gonna be some life down there.
Well,
right?
apparently it's so cold or there's so much pressure, or there's one of those two, that it's believed that there's not a possibility for life. However, if the lake reaches down far enough to the core, it could be hot enough. Which would be, or if it was
Johnny coming in hot with a fun fact.
If it was a different, if it was a different molecular compound than like water, it's very possible that an animal could live in there if it was the freezing point was not of such. But it could be. There could be life on Mars. There could be life on Mars.
Could be. It's a strong
There's
word.
plenty of evidence of water now. Just yet another bit of evidence of water.
It's a big thing.
I mean, that's pretty promising. But the real news that I stumbled upon was this paper that apparently has been published by this author named Anders Sandberg. He is a computational neuroscientist with a broad research portfolio from the University of Oxford, or University of Oxford's Future of Humanity Institute.
That's a lot of syllables.
That's a
lot of words.
It's probably a really big building too.
Mine's like
Name's
film
like
school.
that.
Hey, 2 syllables. Easy.
So Sandberg's paper was questioning, what if the entire Earth was instantaneously replaced with an equal volume of closely packed but uncompressed blueberries?
Wait.
That's so weird.
What?
Yeah, what if the Earth was instantly replaced with an equal volume of closely packed blueberries?
The same mass.
Not necessarily
as well?
compressed, but just blueberries as they sit naturally.
So
You know what I mean?
Wait.
Meanwhile, the Oxford School of whatever creates another paper saying, why we wasted all of our time on this one fucker.
Yeah.
That's
This
wait,
guy, it's a breakthrough paper, man. It's a breakthrough paper. I mean, what the
Is
fuck
it
do
the
you think
same
would happen?
mass? Well,
We'd have to eat our way out. We'd have to eat our way out of the blueberries.
blueberries are a natural laxative. You'd shit your way out of that situation.
We'd have to ship it on to Alabama.
Yeah, they're like a
Start-
superfood.
Start eating and start shitting. I mean, blueberries are good. I'd eat the shit out of some blueberries, man.
So, but like, okay. So if you ate all the blueberries and then shat all the blueberries,
The same content.
wouldn't you basically be recreating an incredible,
Yeah.
because your feces would essentially act as a very strong,
Adhesive?
no, what's that called? It's not dirt.
Oh.
Oh God, what is it called?
Soil?
Fertilizer.
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 Okay.
You'd fertilize
The
the
earth.
hell out of the
and
earth,
then,
and then
There-
everything would just be
Nah.
green.
There wouldn't be anything to fertilize
Yeah.
because you'd eat all the blueberries, leaving nothing but poop. So it'd be pure poop left. Actually, at some point, it'd be a mixture of blueberries and poop, which you'd be sifting through to try and find the blueberries to eat.
Why does everything related to Taylor's news have to always come back to shit?
Taylor, why is this important?
I'm going to say the guys over in Tennessee brought this to shit.
What was it us?
This is still a blueberry. This is still a blueberry form.
It's a natural laxative. All right, Taylor.
Oh my
why
God.
is this important?
It's it's a jaw-dropping study, earth-shattering study.
Well, what do you find?
Hypothetically, what he found, the first effect would be you wouldn't have enough time to eat any blueberries. The first effect would be like drastic reduction in gravity. This guy calculates that you'd end up weighing about 20 pounds.
Heck yeah.
What?
Because the mass is so different? Is that
So
why?
we're talking like no animals.
Yeah, the
no...
mass is different. The gravity's different.
So is it just me and blueberries, or is everybody else here?
I guess everybody else would be there too. Everybody else, every other I guess other stuff too. Just sitting on top of this big bundle of blueberries.
Yeah, I have the feeling that, okay, so first off, yeah, we would be way lighter. So we wouldn't be crushing the blueberries. Our ozone would be, I think, gone, right?
What the heck? I'm so like...
Where's the air? Where's the air go?
This guy
Where did
proposes...
you find this?
I don't know where this is. This is livescience.com, dude. Livescience.com. Guys, this is real. It states multiple times in this that this is science, dude. This is science.
This is a science article, and it should be treated as such.
Yeah. So apparently what would happen is after the gravity changes, the air trapped between the blueberries, like just all the natural space between these naturally sitting blueberries, it would all rush to the surface or like to the outside of this pile, and the pile would start to collapse on itself under its own gravitational pressure. Huge bubbles would burst from the surface, flinging matter into space.
Yeah, like
it'd just be like thick blueberry jam. Basically, the center of this mass would be a core of thick blueberry jam, surrounded by like oceans of jelly.
Ooh. Yeah, because at the center of this planet, or the blueberry, we'll call it blueberry Earth. I'm sure it's so much gravity, so much like force that it's crushing these blueberries and making them liquid.
Dude, I'm looking at this paper
and it's changing
right now.
gravity. Yeah, apparently
there's like equations.
Right? Yeah, this is a legit study apparently by this guy.
T equals
while this is going on, it
check
heats
mark.
up by 143 degrees.
What?
So cooking you a little boiling jam. Just like boiling jam and steam, it says. The result would be a steam-covered atmosphere with oceans of jam.
Yeah.
Atop a warm blueberry granita is what it calls it. That's a hot core of blueberry ice. Granita is a hot core of blueberry ice compressed into a solid by extreme pressure at the planet's center.
So would this same thing happen if it was any other like fruit? If it was like a world made out of bananas?
I don't know. I think these calculations that he has here are specific to blueberries.
But like the same, the actual calculation.
The strength of a blueberry skin.
I mean, it's interesting to observe because it's like an Earth-sized pile of blueberries, and how the most interesting, like this whole thing is stupid.
Go on.
The most interesting thing about this,
how dare you?
Yes,
is that it's the study of if these small penny-sized blueberries, if there was an Earth-sized pile of them, would they stay together? Would they come apart over time?
No.
How could you like live in the mass of blueberries? Like it's all a really interesting scientific study, just underneath the dumbest hypothetical of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
What if something the size of the Earth could exist, and how long would it exist? And this guy calculates almost not at all. It would almost instantly implode.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Oxford's Future of Humanity Institute, but I could tell you right now, there's no way.
Yeah, there's no way.
I don't need a paper.
So you could theoretically cook yourself some jam. You could boil some jam with no heat, like without fire, nothing. All you need is a big enough pile of berries of any kind, apparently. You got a big enough pile, you can boil yourself some jam.
So wait, we're not excluding other berries. We're excluding.
So now it's just gonna be a giant thing of jam in space.
Yeah, space jam. It's space jam.
Space jam. It's space jam. Oh shit!
Damn, that's pretty cool.
Oh my god!
Now
Bing
it's
bang
real.
move. Bing bang move. Bang bang move.
High five. I did that.
Oh my God.
That's pretty cool.
That's this whole entire paper was this asshole who's at Oxford's Future Institute of Bullshit, and he's saying the whole
How
entire
can you
theory
get
of
to
this.
Space Jam?
He wants to basically create a starting point, and the ending point is just be like, it would be a Space Jam.
Come on and get your Space Jam. Blueberry
Jam?
Space Jam.
Oh, it's brilliant. I love it. I love it.
Guys, I'm the first person to say I lived next to a blueberry field the majority of my life growing up, and I ate those things pounds and pounds and pounds a week, and I would not be mad if I lived in a world full of blueberries. There are worse things.
But if they go bad.
I love blueberries.
Oh,
man.
yeah. They'd all go
love-
bad like in a day. I'm sure
Yeah.
like the heat would just like, they're
They go
gone.
bad pretty quick. They go bad pretty quick. Dude, we tried growing some blueberries a couple times actually in our backyard.
Yeah.
And we were growing them in this area in our backyard. We had like 4 big old blueberry bushes. They were looking pretty good. Had some blueberries on there. And the neighbor behind us on the other side of this fence all of a sudden started dumping their like dirt on the other side of the fence. Yeah. And for some reason, they just dumped it right all over our blueberry bushes. It was crazy.
Like, hey!
It was absolutely crazy.
I'm trying to rule the world.
I'm growing blueberries over here.
Blueberries over here. What are you doing throwing dirt over here?
Keep your dirt on your own lawn. What the hell?
Maybe it was fertilizer.
Those people didn't last long. I tell you that. I tell you that right now.
Yeah, Taylor, when people don't like Taylor, they end up dead.
You're damn right.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's actually bad.
Well, Taylor, thank you for enlightening us yet again with the weirdest news on the internet. I don't know how you do it every week,
how'd you find
every
that?
other week, but I commend you.
Well, thank Mr. Sandberg here for coming up with the calculations, the arithmetic needed to find out, get to the bottom of the study.
I'm not going to give him credibility because I could.
mankind for years.
We could all figure out what the chemical makeup of a planet would be, and if you just added fruit to it, or just took everything away and just only put fruit. But that doesn't make someone a genius.
Well, no, I mean,
I
what
don't
he
think it does.
calculated was basically how long would it exist? If it was instantly, from the moment it was instantly in that state, how long would it exist, you know? And what would happen in its, like, downfall? Like, just from its own weight, you know, that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
All right, well.
Like, I would like to do the same study with Jell-O.
Yeah,
What
me
if the
too.
whole planet with Jell-O?
But I'd eat it. I swim in it.
Ah,
I swim in Jello. I swim in Jello.
So this is normally the part of the podcast where we talk about a music video idea. Music video idea. Bing, 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 bing. We do one where we have pools full of Jell-O.
It's not a bad idea. A bit messy, though.
We just swim in it.
And just go from there. Just pools full of Jell-O. We go from there. Figure it
Pretty
out.
sure you can't swim in something that has that high of viscosity, right?
Not it.
Yeah, I'm probably the lightest one. I have the best chance. I can run across it. That'd be pretty cool.
It'd be crazy.
Be cray,
all right.
though.
Are you guys ready to jump into today's topic?
I am ready, Freddy.
I've been jazzed about this.
You know, I did want to say one little thing, you know, before we moved on. This is,
No.
you know, has nothing to do with ATLU. But I just want to say.
You always do it.
Never mind. Never mind. Go ahead.
No,
You go.
what was it?
wait,
What was it?
wait,
Oh, I
wait.
feel bad now. I don't want to be a dick.
No. It wasn't anything important.
You sure?
Yeah. It was bad.
All right. Well, I appreciate you, Taylor.
Well, if you want to know what Taylor was going to say, you can find us at Walker Stalker Con Orlando, August 11th and 12th.
Track him down.
Track
ask
him down, and you ask him, and it's going to be the greatest mystery of hybrothetical thinking.
It could change the world.
Ask me in my left ear. If you ask me in my right ear, I'm not answering nothing.
What a weird concept.
Oh, hey, guys. It's just one of your hybros here. I just wanted to pass along a 10% savings at futuremonsters.com. If you're into the Wolfman, if you're into Frankenstein, King Kong, Dracula, you can go to futuremonsters.com and you save yourself 10% on any of the high-quality threads. They got amazing designs on a quality fabric print. I'll tell you right now, I got one last week. It feels really good on my body. If you want to save 10%, put some stuff in your shopping cart, enter into the coupon code. You want to enter in capital HYBRO. That's capital HYBRO. That's Hybro. Capital HYBRO. Get yourself 10% off.
So anyway, today's topic has been provided to us. Today's topic has been provided to us by another amazing listener
Tight.
who's emailed us. I'm so excited. I'm excited, but also disappointed that I might butcher this name reading it.
Why are you sorry? We butcher every
Butcher.
freaking name.
So I'm gonna say Johanna Saad. S-A-A-D.
Yeah, it's
Johanna Saad. So Johanna, this is for you. I'm
Nailed
very
it.
excited. This is a topic that I've been jonesing to do for a while, and you kickstarted that. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to hopefully tackle this the right way.
At a certain point, with all the emails that come in, you guys are never going to actually get to your topics you had originally in the
Our
bank.
listeners are going to keep giving us topics, and we're just going to keep going with it.
I want to do Loch Ness Monster. I want to do these things. I'm never
Well,
going to
now
see
you
them.
delayed it 15 more weeks, Johnny. Look what you've done. Go to your room.
Well, hopefully they come up with something on that Loch Ness study soon, so we'll have some
Yeah, I hope
freaking
so.
news on it. I want
We're
some
holding out.
knowledge of it.
We're holding out for a hero.
Holding out for a hero.
Now that song's in my head. That song's in my head now.
So I'd like to start
Hero comes along.
That
song?
that song. Yep. I'd like to start today's episode off with a dramatic reading that'll lead us right into today's topic. So if that's okay with you boys, I'd like to do that.
Can I get a side of extra
Well, that'd be
dramatic?
excellent.
Oh, fantastic. Here we go.
Lights dim.
The
Camera
lights are
pushes
very
in.
bright in the studio
Yeah,
today.
it's actually very bright, so it's not that dramatic.
All right.
I'm gonna look you in the eyes, and I want you to give as dramatic as you can.
You're going to make me laugh.
I'm
All right.
sorry.
B.
B.
I'm actually going to read the alphabet, starting with the letter B. Okay, here we go.
Oh
Here we go. B. I went to the next. E. The first word is B. S. It was coming easier now. U. R. T. O. Be sure to what? What was little orphan Annie trying to say? Be sure to what? I was getting closer now. The tension was terrible. What was it? The fate of the planet may hang in the balance. Almost there. My fingers flew. My mind was a steel trap. Every pore vibrated. It was almost clear. Yes. Yes. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine? It's a crummy commercial? Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds an awful lot like one of the greatest movie scenes of all time. And you're right. That was a quote from the 1983 classic, A Christmas Story.
Oh.
While this scene...
I thought you were the Young Frankenstein, which
Well,
is
no.
Ovaltine.
While this scene doesn't have a lot to do with today's topic, it does capture the essence of what we'll be discussing. It captures the idea of discovery, tension, and communicating through a decoding device. If this is your first time listening to this podcast and you haven't guessed it by now, today we'll be talking about Ouija boards.
Oh,
Ouija
whoa, that
board.
was... Wow, that was not what I was thinking. What?
A demonic board game that acts as a cell phone of sorts to contact the dead.
Wow, my brain. How'd you get from...
Christmas Story to contact the dead?
Oh, my God.
Johnny, I got a sick brain. I got a sick
I
mind.
have no idea you made that connection. And if anyone did at home, I applaud you, because that was no easy feat.
I hope people who haven't listened to the podcast before like grabbed a pen and paper and like B, E, U, oh,
Oh, man.
Ovaltine.
oh, this podcast is a crummy commercial.
Come on.
Wait, was it a commercial?
No,
Wait.
it's a scene from the movie where he's got the
Oh,
little decoder pin.
yeah. Okay, I follow now.
The Ouija board is also known as a spirit board or talking board. It is a flat board marked with the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 0 through 9, the words yes, no, hello, and goodbye, along with various symbols and graphics depending on the board. It uses a small heart-shaped piece of wood or plastic called a planchette. Participants place their fingers on the planchette, and it is moved around the board by a spirit to spell out words and responses to questions asked by the users. But what a lot of people don't know is that talking boards date back all the way to 1100 AD in China as a method known as Fuji or planchette writing. The use of planchette writing in connection to the spirit world was the central practice of the Quanzhen school until it was forbidden in the Qing dynasty.
Is it Shin Dynasty?
Qing dynasty.
Is it King?
I don't know. Qing?
No, that's not King.
Oh.
Anyways,
whatever.
Well, that's That's fascinating.
Yeah,
What-
wait. First, so from there, the spirit
Okay.
traveled to ancient India, Greece, Rome, and medieval Europe. So that's where it all started, way back when.
So, and I know a little bit about Ouija boards, not much. Enough to know that when I was a kid, I called them Luigi boards because I didn't know what they were.
It's Luigi.
I literally thought that was what they were
Luigi
called.
board.
Luigi's Mansion. They finally made a
Wait,
game
was
after
that-
the board.
Was that the only person? Wait, you guys didn't do that?
What? No, it was Ouija board.
Oh, I guess okay. Well, anyways, I don't know a whole lot
Ouija.
about it. I never really used it
Ouija.
in severity. It's been like, oh, it's a joke. Let's just fucking push things around. But like, you're saying that this whole podcast is going to be based off a board that communicates to.
We're going to talk about it.
Oh, we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about the history of it.
Okay.
We're going to talk about some other crazy stuff.
Oh, have you?
One thing
Okay,
I know
okay,
about
okay.
Ouija boards is you don't ever use a Ouija board.
Oh, really? Why? Wait,
You
why?
conjure up shit, man. You conjure shit.
I mean, but don't you want shit to happen, Tay?
Yeah, I do want shit to happen. Yeah, you're right. You called me on it. You called me on it.
got
Call me out.
You got me.
Call me out, so I gotta
feel
get
like-
it straight. Hell yeah,
feel like
let's
it's-
use a Ouija board. I want to use one badly.
Let's do it.
I've
feel like it's
never
better-
really done one, I don't think.
Oh, they're crazy.
Well, we're about to be together in Orlando in about a week and a half. So
Let's Ouija in Orlando.
Let's
Shit, we got a Ouija in Orlando?
Let's
Dude, how much is
Ouija
a
in the
Ouija
convention
board?
center. Well, we're going to talk about how much a Ouija. We're going to talk about how much a Ouija board costs and where you can buy them in just a few minutes.
wow, awesome.
Oh, okay. All right,
Sponsor.
sweet.
So to truly understand where Ouija boards originated, we have to first understand who the Fox sisters were. Fox as in F-O-X, like Fast Fox and Sly Fox and Cute Little Fox with those little nice eyes.
Mr. Fox.
We have to understand
Mulder. Fox Mulder.
who they are and how they got caught up in all of this. In 1848, Kate Fox, age 12, and Margaret Fox, age 15, were living in a house in Hydesville, New York with their parents. The house had a reputation for being haunted, but it wasn't until late March that the family began to become terrified by the unexplained sounds of knocking and moving furniture. In 1888, when Margaret later told her story of the origins of the so-called rappings, she said, "When we went to bed at night, we used to tie an apple to a string and move the string up and down, causing the apple to bump on the floor. Or we would drop the apple on the floor, making a strange noise every time it would rebound. Mother listened to this for a time. She would not understand it and did not suspect us as being capable of a trick because we were so young."
So they were dicks.
Pretty much.
I hate that.
Yeah.
People who like, man, like
Yeah.
if somebody told me, someone came out, like some kid and was like, hey, remember all those shadows that you saw when you were a kid that were all like spirits? That was me. I'd be so mad.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that. You can't. Anyways.
I mean, that's a good trick. It's an awesome trick.
yeah, but I'm sure she was A, terrified of her like life. B, like, I believe in that shit, and I don't want people to like. Imagine if I believed in crop circles, and everybody was like, "No, they're not real." Well, fuck
Then
me
you
then.
see a crop circle and you're like, "Oh my God." And it's like
Exactly.
Randy, your neighbor, who just went out
No
the night.
reason to not
Damn it,
believe in
Randy.
it, man. You gotta believe.
I have no idea what you just said. It was so inaudible.
So when I was doing this research, I had to actually break down what rapping was because it was like the origins of the rapping. And I was like, the first thing I was like the 1800s, it's like ghost rapping.
Like,
They just heard like,
What?
I'm a ghost.
"Hey, little girl, why don't you come up here?
I'm in the closet. I'm going to scare you and give you some tears.
I'm going to give you some tears." This is like Fresh Prince.
Boo, boo, motherfucker. Here I come. I got a knife in my hand. I'm going to get your son. I should be a ghost rapper.
You ghost rapper.
Oh, wow.
Snoop Dogg sounds like a ghost rapper. I think most
Yeah.
ghost rappers would sound like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, like they kind of relaxed,
Yeah.
like,
Absolutely, just super relaxed.
49 plus
dog.
4 pennies. Con that shit up.
Super
Or
relaxed.
95 plus 4 pennies? Yeah.
Yeah, 9-5.
Got my mind on my money and the Ouija on my mind.
Throw that shit up.
You know, I saw Snoop Dogg live, and a little ghost fact
Whoa.
in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Every 10th fact.
Don't tell me he pulled out a Ouija board on
No,
stage.
no. But speaking of like ghosts and clouds, every 10 minutes, my dad was there. Every 10 minutes, they opened up the vents in this arena to let literally all of the cannabis smoke out. It was I
Cannabis
swear,
smoke.
people were throwing joints on stage to Snoop Dogg, and he was smoking them right then and there.
He like looks down at everybody. He's like, when the smoke is filling the room, he's like, "Hey y'all, it's Snoop Dogg the ghost looking down on you. Wonder why you
down on
makes you thought that I couldn't get get all the way up here, motherfuckers, but you crazy. I'm looking down on you. I'm going to wrap gin and juice from all the way up here in the smoke cloud.
He like
I'm a
floats away.
ghost.
Floats away. That's groovy.
So wrapping aside, it was all fun and games until the night of March 31st when shit got real for Kate Fox, which was the younger of the siblings. Kate decided to challenge the invisible noisemaker to repeat the snaps of her fingers. It did. It was asked to rap out the ages of the girls. It did. Which, okay, not like rap.
Yeah.
Younger
What do you
Fox
mean?
is 3. The next was 5.
Y'all motherfuckers lucky you're still alive.
We're so good at this.
So it was asked to rap. It was asked.
Motherfuckers be glad that you alive.
It was asked to rap out the age of the girls. It did. Over the course of the next few days, a code was developed where raps could signify yes or no in response to a question or be used to indicate a letter of the alphabet.
Wait, I'm so confused. What's a rap?
A rap is a knock. Like a knock.
Okay.
Yeah, like a
physical
Like
apparition.
Just a knock, or could it be like any movement? Just knock.
Yeah, it's like a
Audible?
It's just like a knock, a movement, something audible, like an audible crack or knock or pop.
Give me a sign.
Yeah.
Give me a sign.
And the girls did get a sign back because they addressed the spirit as Mr. Splitfoot, which is a nickname for the devil.
Oh.
Later,
for the hoofs.
yeah. Later, the alleged entity creating the sounds
Camel toes.
claimed to be the spirit of a peddler named Charles B. Rosna, who had been murdered 5 years earlier and buried in the cellar of the house.
Wow.
In his
What?
writings, in the writings about the Fox sisters, Arthur Conan Doyle claimed the neighbors dug up the cellar and found a few pieces of bone, but it wasn't until 1904 that a skeleton was found buried in the cellar wall.
Tight.
Wow. So it's murder for sure.
Yeah, but the person, there was no missing person named Charles B. Rosna who was ever identified, but there was a body buried in the cellar walls of the house that this apparent Mr. Splitfoot told them about. I don't know. I don't know.
Sounds like it would be him, you know?
I don't know.
Okay.
So a year went by, and the Fox sisters were publicly demonstrating their spiritualist rapping in front of a paying crowd for the first time in history. So they were actually demonstrating spiritual connection and contact to they pioneered it.
They're profiting
What the
off of
fuck?
the spirit.
Yeah,
How do
they're
do that?
profiting.
How do they take that on the road?
They
just invite people in the house, I guess.
Come on, Splitfoot.
They became. There was a lot of news stories about the house.
Okay.
And then they basically just profited off of this crazy shit, and they took it on a road, and they became business women.
Well, they were 12 and 13, right?
Yeah. So at the time when they started doing this,
They're touring.
they were 13 and 16,
Wow.
and they were touring essentially.
Man, if I was a kid, if I was a kid, 13 to 16, and I knew that there was some kind of for sure, that's 100% for sure apparition or entity or spiritual whatever, and talking about a dead person in my house, man, fuck that. I would not want to be involved in that. I would tell my mom and we'd leave.
Right.
Or my dad or whoever you said the mom was the one that heard the things.
Yeah, the mom.
I would tell my
it was
parents.
a whole family thing.
I would why would they? They got balls of steel.
Yeah, balls of steel. I mean, but if they're communicating with it, let's say they apparently are. They're probably asking it questions like, "Are you going to hurt me?" And it's the replies no. Are you nice?
Well, yeah,
Replies
it's say yes.
Shit like
I'm gonna
that. Yeah.
hurt you.
So they probably established over time. That's I can trust this ghost. I can tell this ghost anything.
I can train it.
Yeah. But they can trust this ghost. It doesn't seem to be hurting me. It seems to just want to have some fun and do some rapping. Form a
Ghosts
quartet.
just want to have fun.
So
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So so not only were they demonstrating these spiritualist knockings in front of a paying crowd for the first time in history, but they were also publicly known as some of the first ever spiritual mediums in history, and this was back in the late 1800s.
Oracles.
Very
So
weird.
first spiritual mediums. A lot of people don't know this, which is crazy.
Kids.
Kids.
Ain't
They
nothing
became-
medium about it. That's large as hell. Straight up large.
They became very famous for their public seances around New York City. But that all came crashing down when skeptics were pouring out from left and right.
Of course.
And in 1851, when a relative of the Fox sisters signed a statement admitting she assisted in their seances by
Goodness
tapping
gracious.
them to make knocks to the public to hear at the right time.
How the hell no one catch him?
Yeah, well,
That's crazy.
People never seen anything like this before.
fuck that.
But you would
They'd
think
never
though
seen-
that they would have a system of proving, like, nah, let me walk around the stage. I'm gonna walk around that whole
Yeah, like-
stage there and check it out. Like,
even
how
a
do they
magician
debunk
like
it? You know, how
shows
could
that
it be
it's
a
not
show?
Right. Well, this is
Yeah.
it's coming.
I guess there's a way to fool anybody.
Let me just speak for myself, not for you guys, I guess, inclusively, but I don't like it when we're like, oh, look how crazy this is. Oh, but it's a fucking fake. Like, it makes me so mad. Like, the crop circles thing, like, if you were to tell me Paul McCartney was actually not dead, like, come on.
Well, finding out the stuff's fake is the sad part. But
give me
We're
some real
talking about,
stuff?
like, crop circles
We're
is
getting there.
real, man. There are fake crop circles, there are
Yeah,
real
but-
crop circles.
Yeah, but there's also fake and real ghost things. But I'm saying it pisses me off that people out there are being fakes. Like,
Well,
it's
take-
like,
Yeah,
Johnny, this
that
is-
is aggravating, but
this is
fun
going to
too.
upset you. This episode,
damn
it
it.
will upset you. But
oh,
you know, the famous saying is you reap what you sow. So
I didn't sow
after
shit.
No, not you. I'm
Okay.
talking about.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
they
spoil
say
anything.
that though. They say that.
They say it.
Okay.
So after
Who smelt it,
continuing,
dealt it.
after continuing to trick people in 1881, the Fox sisters demonstrated publicly in front of a crowd of 2,000 people how they created the knocks and raps at will.
Wait, they got
Oh, wow.
a bigger crowd to show them how they were scam
They were
artists?
under scrutiny, and in
Okay.
front of the crowd, their largest crowd yet, a paying crowd. They admitted that it was all a ruse, and they showed how they did it. And how they did this was they cracked the joints in their toes, so they would get everybody silent, and they'd listen for the knocks, and they wouldn't snap their fingers, their hands. They wouldn't tap. They would actually crack the joints in their toes
Wow.
to make the knocking sound. A doctor even came on stage to verify this. But from this moment on, everyone knew they were a lie and always had been. Within a few years, both sisters died in poverty, shunned by former supporters, and buried in paupers' graves, which comes to the conclusion that it sucks to suck. you know?
Yeah, I mean,
Sucks
you
to
reap what
suck.
you sow. But
You're
then,
damn right.
what
You
about
reap
the
what you
guy?
sow.
What about the guy buried in the wall? What about Splitfoot?
Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe.
Okay.
Just maybe. But we're going to get to that
Okay.
when we talk hypotheticals, because there are a lot of hypotheticals to talk about this, because a lot of this is it's bullshit. A lot of it is. A lot of it is. Honestly, like, it is.
I hate that, man. Like, the one thing I give a shit about, bullshit.
Yeah. Well, just wait. I got some science for you.
Oh, tight.
I got all sorts of stuff. This
All
is, it's
Science to me is not bullshit. So
Science.
exactly. Science.
science.
So, after the Fox sisters, enter businessman Elijah Bond on May 28th, 1890, which is just a few years after the Fox sisters demonstrated publicly that they were the ones faking this. They were top news. They had toured everywhere. On May 28th, 1890, Elijah Bond filed for a patent for a planchette sold with a board with an alphabet printed on it. Shortly after, an employee of Elijah named William Fuld took over production of this quote-unquote talking board. In 1901, Fuld finally began production of his own boards under the name Ouija. The name Ouija is said to be an ancient Egyptian word meaning good luck.
Oh.
But when Fuld took over production, he spread word that the name came from a combination of the French and German words for yes, which in French, yes means,
Oui.
in German, yes means
Ja.
Ja.
Was? Ja.
ja.
Du bist ein Ass.
So
Ouija.
Ouija is we, ja.
Ja.
Ouija. Ouija.
So that's it. But some say
Das ist gut.
it was actually Bond's sister-in-law, Helen Peters, who was, Bond said, a strong medium who supplied the now instantly recognizable name. Sitting around the table, they asked the board what they should call it. The name Ouija came through,
Oh, magical board.
And-
What do we call you?
and when they asked what that meant, the board replied, good luck.
Oh.
After the news of the Fox sisters, people were obsessed with the occult and spiritual aspects of things, so the Ouija boards were flying off the shelves. But just like the Fox sisters, the boards faced a lot of criticism from faith-based organizations and critics saying that the board were a con to part fools from their money and that they were a form of divination.
Ridiculous.
So wait, you're saying that these two girls were found out to be frauds, and then all these people are like, you know what? Yeah, I guess that spirit stuff is fake. Let me go buy spirit boards. Why? That's like saying,
I mean, that's just one person. That's two people that are.
That's the American way, though. Like
being fakers.
Why not capitalize on?
No, I agree. No, I think it's a smart. I'm just saying, like, why do people want it so bad? I get it.
Because it basically puts in the hands of them. You don't have to be a medium. You can be a normal person who works a normal job who has no sort of spiritual connection. You can buy this board and you can talk to the spirits of other worlds. You can talk to lost family members, lost pets.
Right.
I don't know how that works, but you can do it. That's how it works. It's crazy,
man.
It's crazy.
That's invaluable. Invaluable.
It
this
is.
patent must be worth gazillions.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild. It's wild.
It's
wild.
Crazy.
What year was this again?
This was 1901.
Oh, this is like so. In the world of like production of boards, this is like I don't know. What was that?
That was thunder.
Okay, I thought you were like that was a ghost in here or something. So in the world of like technology and like entertainment, this is like definitely it's a hot commodity, kids. It's like
it absolutely was. It was essentially like board games existed, and this is a spirit board. It's a talking board where you can become a medium. Yes, you little Johnny, you can become a medium.
Me?
And that's how they sold it.
I want to be a small.
I want to be a small. You can get a medium.
A
real boy.
Extra large.
Oh boy.
Huh?
Did you say something? I'm mighty scared.
So long story short, in 1966, Folds Estates sold the family business to Parker Brothers, which modernized the boards and continued to sell them. Then Parker Brothers sold to Hasbro, who now owns the rights and patents to all things Ouija.
Has been.
Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Damn Hasbro. So while the boards are still wildly popular and people still light candles and get together to talk to the dead, scientific evidence has been released to remind people that no matter how many pentagrams are in the room and how many candles are lit, you're not communicating with evil spirits. In fact, the Ouija board works through the ideomotor effect. The ideomotor movements are unconscious gestures we make in response to strong ideas or emotions. Expectation and imagination play a key role in all of this, and I've always thought it did, honestly, because we as people build up the drama and almost create an expectation before we even open the damn box, and that's the brilliance behind the Ouija board. It's science.
Well, I think at the point, I don't know if I can really give science the credit for like human, like, I guess, sentience. I feel like, you're saying I opened a Ouija board. I wanted to say yes. I wanted to respond, and therefore I will make it respond, my friends. Let's if anybody out there who's never used a Ouija board, you and your friends all hold what's that triangle thing called again?
The planchette.
And you move it as a group as the spirits are compelling you to the answer. And so I think it's all subjective to what, like you're saying, Nick, what you wanted to say.
Yeah.
And less on what's being controlled.
It's immersive.
It takes one person to mess it up.
It takes
kind of feeling off each other.
Yeah, it's the energy.
Your energies. All it takes is one person to flinch a little bit in that direction of the answer that everyone probably knows that they're trying to say. And then one person feels it that way. Oh, yeah, me too. Boo. One little flinch. And then the next thing you know, 4 people have flinched in that direction. Now you're moving in that fucking direction, dude.
But, imagine if, Bobby, Sue, and Randy want to go left, and Rachel, Carl, and David want to go left, and they're like, this fucking thing's not moving at all.
But it's just all about the person who has the imagination and the energy to move it. All it takes, and that's what the science behind it is, all it takes is one. If there are 4 for playing the game, which it is a game. It's in the board game section.
Yeah, it is.
They made Stranger Things versions of it and all the stuff.
I mean, they
All
had to
it
put
takes is-
Jumanji in the game section. I mean, it's it's more than a game.
It's more than a game.
Lord,
But it
Taylor.
takes one person or one tomfoolery to essentially just make it
That's it.
credible.
That's the science behind it, is that they are
That was the
movements that are
science.
unconscious gestures in response. And when you read the instructions in the Ouija board, it says, please try to ask yes or no questions. From there, once you get yes or no, all it takes is that connection. Okay. You make that connection once. So you're in a room full of 4 people and you're like, are there ghosts in here? And then it says yes or no. And the moment you get there,
Well-
everyone's sucked into the game and you can ask it whatever you want. And if you spell out Randy, you're like, hey, what's your name, ghost? It's like,
No.
Randy. It's where you go. It's all it's
if
all
it's
unconscious.
yes or no
movements.
questions. So, like, if I was asking, is there a ghost in here? If anybody moves towards no, the game is over. Then it's like,
Well, it's not, because it means something moved in there.
like,
so no
oh,
matter what
no,
you
I'm
do,
not here. I'm not here. I'm a ghost.
it's
I'm
like
not
it's
here.
like
It's
the
like,
whole,
hey, don't call me a ghost. That's pretty much what that says.
My proper name is Patrick
Yeah.
Swayze.
Yeah, try again, buddy.
The whole thing is like it's the whole Laney or Laurel or whatever it was, that sound thing. If you give,
Yeah.
if I gave you 2 things, so if I played you a note and I was like, in that note, do you hear the word potato or do you hear the word
Laurel.
You're gonna find mentally, you're
One
gonna
of them.
find one of those 2 words
Oh.
in this thing that sounds nothing like
Oh,
that.
hell yeah.
So when you give people a Ouija board, you're going to say, ask a yes or no question.
We'll find it.
Regardless of whether it answers yes or no, everyone is hooked, and it all becomes the social experiment. And that's what Ouija boards have always been, is they've capitalized off of the public's interest in spiritual mediums and the unexplainable.
Right. And
Well-
it's like it's a good I don't want to say bully toy, but let's say you're a little kid and you've got older siblings, older cousins or whatever, and they're a couple years older than you. Man, they're definitely going to use this on you and
Yeah.
make
Right.
you think that a spirit is in the room. You know what I mean? Like, it's perfect.
It happened to
Perfect
me.
for that kind
Because
of,
then it-
perfect for deception. It's fun.
Well, it's all deception, but then you go, hey, John, did you move it?
No, yeah.
No, Taylor, did you move it?
No, I
And then
didn't
if
move it.
I'm the one who moved it, you're like, Nick, did you move it? I'm like, no, guys, I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't move it. You're freaking
Yeah,
me
why
out.
is-
You moved it,
why
didn't
is
you? You moved it.
Nick
And
and
then
Taylor
everyone
are on
freaks
cocaine.
out, and then you get in a fight, and then next thing you know, there's a glass broken, but no one broke the glass. What's going on, guys? Call mom and dad. I don't know. The phone lines are cut.
Oh my gosh, this is
fucking
turning into like a
crazy.
murder scenario.
So while many horrifying experiences live
Phone's
exclusively on Reddit, and the church systems still deem the board as an instrument of the devil, what is it that makes these boards so fascinating after all these years? If
The devil's
anything,
bored. If anything, they're interesting as
anything,
fuck, dude.
these
They look
boards
cool.
are an amazing social experiment that are still fun at parties and just prove that some things from the past never die. And that's the whole, the whole gist of the damn thing.
Never die.
So, at the end of the day, you're telling me that this episode's based off people being dicks.
No, I think it's about the mystery of the unknown, and I think the want to find it. And this is a great connection to everything
Yeah.
else we've talked about it. It's like crop circles and Bigfoot and exorcisms. Like, do you really think the exorcisms being performed near the Vatican are actually exorcisms? Or do you think they're people who are struggling in life, who experience the supernatural, quote unquote, and are
Right.
being exorcised, but not of a demon, of a personal demon?
Right, yeah. And that's just their way of acting it out to be like, yeah, see, it happened. Yeah, it went through me.
Yeah.
You know,
It all it makes
I think
sense.
this just like kind of feeds on people's want. People are gullible, and sometimes people want to be. Like, people want to believe in crazy stuff because it's like interesting. It's not so
That's
boring. It's not so what it expected.
sounds like Tim Nelson.
Never
Yeah.
boring.
Living
Never
on
what
the
you
edge,
expect.
man.
He wants to believe in all this stuff, and I do as well to a certain extent. I really do want to believe, but all it takes is that one asshole in the room that throws it off, and it's just a huge turnoff in the whole
But
scenario.
that's a story of like conspiracies and supernatural. Like that's the whole point. Is that I had a rant about it back in the Crop Circle episode where it is.
Yeah, you did.
It is the asshole. Like
you got mad
for every Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster and Crop Circle.
Hoaxers.
There are hoaxers.
Yeah.
And it's just something you got to deal with.
But in the movie, that's where the twist happens when it zooms in on the hoaxer and he's fucking sweating and worried because he knows he didn't actually do the hoax. And he's just trying to ease everybody's nerves. But now he's freaking out because he's the only one who's got the knowledge.
It's not him.
Yeah.
He's got the power.
The hoax, hoax is a hoax.
I watched some, because Reddit obviously is where a lot of these Ouija board experiences lived. And I watched about a dozen of them last night. And it moving with the hands on it is crazy. But seeing the situations where the planchette moves on its own, that's where the science is complete. Yeah, it could be a string, but like the moment that planchette starts moving and the hands come off of it, that's when it comes into play that
I don't know. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of that actually happening.
I've seen it in one movie trailer once.
I've seen it in a movie trailer once. It means it happened.
No, I'm saying it doesn't happen. Yeah. I believe in spiritual shit. I don't believe in Ouija boards.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people, it was the planchette, moving on its own was a big one. And then a lot of people who do the Ouija. And
is it a drug?
Yeah, they do. You hit the Ouija,
bro.
Do
you do the Ouija, dude? Pass the Ouija, dude.
Pass the Ouija. You do the Ouija, and then something happens to you afterwards. So, like when I was a kid, we did a Ouija. We lit candles, all that stuff. We did the Ouija, and we said, "Is anyone in this room?" And it was yes. How did you die?
Yes.
And then it was like goodbye.
Yeah.
And all of us were like, what? And then a candle fell over, almost caught the room on fire. We went outside, and I'm very allergic to bees. The moment we went outside, I got stung by a bee.
Jeez.
So like, do I
like
think
Final
that was
Destination?
Yeah. Do I think it's some sort of like ghost Final Destination, or do I think it's literally coincidence that mentally that bee sting was a coincidence that I could have compared to the Ouija board, and that candle falling over could have been someone's foot in the dark because we're stupid kids.
I don't want to sound like devil's advocate, but 1,000 things could have happened. If you went outside and got stung by a bee, if you would have seen a shooting star, if you would have seen a car accident or been in a car accident, all those things would be like, oh, dude, it's a ghost.
Yeah.
Well, even if those things happened and they had to happen to like satisfy the mystical powers of the Ouija board, shouldn't they have a logical way to explain them away? Like, oh, well, the candle didn't just fall. We still hit it, but the active events, the Ouija board still made that happen to where it would fall over and whatever. Yeah, it was dumb. I knocked over the beehive, but yeah, the Ouija board made made the events lead to that.
I would argue that any ghost, or I would say higher knowledge entity, is able to control us and make us do things that would make us think that there was like a spiritual thing. Like there wouldn't be like a candle fell and we'd be like, oh, it's a ghost. They would make us think that we did it,
Right.
Yeah, it'd be all like parallel dimension. Like, am I going crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Very Elm Street.
It is, and it's
Nightmare
it's playing with the paranoia, but it's also like, we talk about the Fox sisters and how they were sort of the first mediums, but they were a joke and they were a lie.
Yeah, they're fucking jokes.
Are all mediums lies?
It's tough to, like, I've seen things.
Me too.
Like, I've experienced
things, people. He's seen things.
That make me question whether all mediums are lies or not. I do think that there are people who devote their life to connecting themselves to a spiritual realm that exists, like seances happen and people experience things. But like, as far as the Ouija goes, I literally think that this was patented to be a board game, and it has always just been that. I think it's always been a board game.
Yeah.
And it's just, people find an old, from 1905, we found it in my great-grandmother's attic. It's like Jumanji, where they're like, let's do the Ouija. It's old. It's wooden. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
fun.
And
it's all a mindset.
Yeah, it's just cool. Yeah, I really think it is, like, I bet the marketing behind it is, buy this and pick on your younger siblings with it. It's, that's like
that
what
should be
it's
the
kind of
marketing.
like kind of the trick, part of the trick or whatever. Practical joke.
And like, if it actually, this has always been my thought. So like when I was a kid and I was afraid of Ouija boards, we'd go, you go to Walmart, you go to the game section, you can buy a Ouija board for $19.99. my thought always was nothing's going to happen to us. We're going to be fine. We're going to live forever because we can buy this game in the board game section. If this actually...
Why does it make
That's
that
what
forever?
it's
I
wrapped
just,
in
you know, it's-
cellophane. I mean, spirits can't get out of cellophane, but once you take that cellophane off, fuck.
It was like, it was that idea, you know, it was like,
Yeah, you felt empowered.
if people, if people use, so on the back of toothpaste, there are warnings that say, don't do this, don't do this. It means
Ask yes
somebody
or no.
did that. It means
Yeah,
somebody
somebody
did
did it
this.
multiple times and sued them for it.
Like that damn time they said no climbing on the lions in Trafalgar Square and Taylor got on it and I couldn't get on it because the Boppy said no. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
people-
Taylor got up there, though. Taylor got up there. There's evidence, picture evidence.
I got pictures of it.
If people actually were harmed, they would sue
Yeah.
Parker Brothers. They would
It was-
sue Hasbro. If
Yeah.
there were actually issues where people were getting harmed for, hey, Hasbro, there's a ghost that's been haunting my house and it keeps taking my little baby Jim on joyrides. I need my money back, and also I want to sue you for damages.
It's your drunk
I don't know,
husband,
man.
ma'am.
If inside that box they've got all the rules and regulations, they've got the disclaimers, and it's like by purchase you accept this. You purchased it, you accept.
I feel like going into it, if you have a board game for that purpose, like, okay, here's my problem. Lady drives to McDonald's, gets a McCafe, burns it, or like spills it, burns herself or himself, whatever, and sues McDonald's because there was no hot label. Well, you bought damn coffee. What do you expect? I feel like,
yeah, but I was gonna bring that up a second ago. Actually, that was weird. Yeah, her burns though were insane, dude. They were third-degree burns.
I
They
get,
were not
but
just
like, okay,
it wasn't like normal coffee burns. It was like liquid hot. Apparently, that coffee was like insanely hot, dude. Insanely hot.
so that's one
Yeah.
example, okay? What I'm saying is that
but
the
I
people
get
out-
exactly what you're saying. I agree.
there are people out there who essentially will do something, abuse it, and find an excuse to sue and get money just to reap the benefits. And it's like at a certain point, you're ruining it for everybody else. There was that one asshole who dove into a pool knowing that he was going to get hurt head
diving,
first,
sir.
and
No diving.
Now I can't dive into a pool.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, if there was an opportunity out there for me to just grab bag and be like, hey, man, this is my shot. I can get some money, and not ruin anyone's life, but, like, just cheat
I
the system a
guess.
little bit. Or not cheat the system, but use the system. That's what it's there for. I'm not saying
Yeah.
I would, but I can
would.
see why
It's just I
people
hate it.
would.
I hate it until I do it, is what it is.
Right,
Which-
yeah, exactly.
So I pulled up some Ouija board instructions, and it even says under setup. So there are no instructions that says if this or this happens, it's we don't have anything to do with it. Which is thing number one, that this thing is clearly fiction and just a game. But it says setup. Set the mood by dimming the lights or turning them off.
Is this a
Nice.
game for Ouija or like KY Jelly from Trojan?
Like, yeah, this is a get laid game. I guess.
It is.
By the ghost.
Before using the Ouija board, wipe it with a dry cloth to remove dust and moisture. And then it keeps going, and it says, place 2 fingers lightly
Dude, this is it.
on the planchette. Now
Okay.
concentrate.
Dude,
And
I
that's how
can't
it's like,
find the planchette.
the lights are off. Help.
oh my god, that's so funny. Do I rub the planchette? Do I tickle the planchette?
But that was it though. Like it was, like when I was in high school, I'm not gonna lie. Like freshman in high school, it was like, you get your friend together, and then you get the girl you like together, and it was an excuse for you guys to sit in a dark room together.
Like 7 minutes of
It's like,
heaven.
yeah, it was that, except like in front of people,
Awkward.
which is weird. But
Way-
talking to dead people.
Way to get scared. Like it's
Well,
like
yeah,
that's the
it's
opposite
like-
of hot.
Does Cindy want to go out with Randy? Yes or no? And it goes, yes or
It's
no.
like, shut up! You're gonna piss the ghost off.
Shut up. I didn't die for this shit.
That was always
Could you-
it. Like,
Could you imagine being the ghost that literally gets asked the question of like teenage problems? Like, will I be prom king this year? He's like, fucking kill me again.
Red
It's like a
Red Rum,
Ron
spelling Red
Swanson
Rum.
ghost. He's like, I've had enough of this. Have you like? It's kind of like the Bloody Murder. When you go into the bathroom,
Bloody
turn the
Mary?
lights off. Bloody Mary, yeah,
Hail
yeah.
Mary, or whatever.
You
Yeah,
say
Bloody
Bloody
Mary.
Mary 3 times, and then you turn the lights on or something like that. And it's just supposed to be in the mirror.
That's all science too.
I did that
Yeah,
once,
there's
and I
science
almost
behind
pissed
that.
myself.
Well, that was my favorite thing.
Oh my God!
fuck!
That actually scared
Sorry,
me.
guys.
Oh,
I exploded from my nose.
Oh my God.
That was
That's
a
the first time I've
sneeze.
actually been scared
That was
over a sneeze.
Yeah, I apologize.
Is that the first time we've sneezed
You
on the
better be
podcast?
sorry. But that's how Bloody Mary worked. It's like, so you do Bloody Mary and then you ask your friend, like, oh, what does she look like? And then everyone's description sounded different because when you
perception.
shut the lights off and you say Bloody Mary, every time you say that, you're creating a visual in your head of what she or he looks like.
Yeah.
And then when you flip the lights on,
So-
your eyes immediately see it.
So it's a good idea. This has happened in film a lot. It's the subversion of expectation, the lack of information. So like, imagine this. You have we'll give you two scenarios. There's a man about to kill another person or whatever, and then it cuts to black. And you have to, all you get is the audible, and you get to like, in your head, view the most gruesome death possible, rather than that it's like he shoots him, right? Or it's the exact opposite. And there's two lovers about to kiss, and the screen goes to black, and you just hear sound. And you're going to make it the most romantic thing you can. It's like the lack of information. So whoever is, if that makes sense to you guys, whoever is saying like Bloody Mary or Red Rum or whatever it is, what is it? Bloody Mary?
Johnny be gone. Johnny be gone.
Hey,
Fuck, he's still here.
So fuck off, Nick. You will make it whatever your brain wants to, because that's just like your creativity coming to life.
That's how the Ouija board
Does that
works.
make sense, guys? Or does that sound like crazy?
No,
I
it
see
makes
what you're
perfect
saying,
sense.
but I think in this case, Bloody Mary is supposed to be a real ghost that's supposed to come and be in the mirror.
But she never
never
does.
has me, though.
All it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Unless
I've
mine
never
just
gotten
doesn't
to
want
that
to show
third
up.
Bloody Mary, though. I don't know about you guys.
Mine is, she's like, Johnny's saying it. Fuck him. I'm not showing up.
Taylor, take your mic in your bathroom, shut your lights off, and do it right now, live on the
So
podcast.
actually, you know what? Taylor, yeah, do it. Can you do that right now?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Don't say it, man. Don't say it.
Not 2 more times.
Come on, get it
Rumpelstiltskin.
together. Don't say it.
no,
Come on,
Taylor.
man. Not 3 times.
I won't say it again. I'm not trying to fuck it up.
All right.
Little do we know, Taylor, after this
I won't
podcast,
say
is
it
going to go to the
again.
bathroom and say it, and then he's going to die.
Don't say it again, Taylor.
I think you have to be in the
Did you say
woods
it?
for anything to happen with that one.
Wait, what's Rumpelstiltskin?
He like comes up and disembowels you, pulls your intestines right out your butthole.
So what's the point? Oh, wow, that's fun. That sucks. That blows, man. What sick fuck is gonna do that?
What? Disembowel you?
Well, no. Have the idea. So like, bloody, like,
It's urban legends, man.
but like, who does it?
Urban legends are disgusting.
Who goes there and says it? Like, if it was like, all right, you say,
Well, those are things that you tell your younger brother. You know,
say, but who goes out there and says it?
Dude, everyone has to do it, man. I did it. You know, our dad did it. All my friends did it. All your friends did it already. You're the only one who hasn't done it, man. You got to go in there. You got to say Bloody Mary 3 times, dude, and she's going to appear. But just be ready, man. When you say it that 3rd time, like, she's going to be there, man. So.
I just, to my mind, like, whatever the Rumpelstiltskin thing is, it's like, who's actually going to go out there and say it? What are you going to, I mean, Bloody Mary or whatever it is, I can see the incentive. Like, all right, it's a ghost. But, like, the point where you're going to get injured, what's the incentive? I'm going to go out there and, like, get disemboweled? Oh, yeah.
I think Bloody Mary in some way is supposed to hurt you. I don't know. If I
just
guess
scary.
if you're
Doesn't
a
she
punk,
take your eyes?
it should hurt you. I don't
She
know.
takes
Yeah,
your
that makes
eyes
sense.
or your tongue or something.
Yeah, something like
Shut
that.
up.
All I know is she's not taking mine. I can take a
Johnny, you
mine,
should-
punk.
You should go in the bathroom and
I'm
do it.
actually, I don't want to.
Johnny,
right
do
now.
it right now.
I don't want to.
Johnny, do it.
Nick, I don't
Do
want
it
to.
live.
Nick, I don't want to.
Johnny, it's right there. The bathrooms are right there.
Nick, I don't want to.
Please, I'll give you $6.
Okay.
$6.
All right, can I take it off the
You
mic?
said dollars.
I don't know if you can take it off the mic.
Should I take the whole thing off and walk to the bathroom?
What?
Should I take the whole thing off the stand?
Oh, yeah. That'll work.
Should we actually
No,
do it?
don't
okay.
do it.
Okay.
I just want you to do it and tell us what you saw.
You just didn't want. Oh, wait. I got to go there without the mic?
Yeah, report back.
I don't think I'm going to do it.
You don't have to do it.
I'm kind of scared.
It's all
Oh,
good.
man, you'd be getting, the office would be a mess.
Imagine.
It'd be
and
blood
I
everywhere.
already think it's haunted anyways. And you guys can call me whatever names you want. I'm not doing it.
Well,
So how about
you do it, Nick.
those
You do it,
Ouija
Nick.
boards, guys?
You do it.
I'm not doing it.
yeah,
You're doing
I mean,
it?
we're
Oh,
getting a freaking Ouija board. We got to get a Ouija board, and we
I'll do
got to
Ouija
do
board.
it in Orlando this upcoming weekend, dude. We got to do a fucking Ouija board, man.
Yeah, I think so. So
We got to test it out.
in relation, with the Ouija board, it's sort of the Ouija board I found in all my discoveries. The Ouija board to me is a great kind of sum up of everything we covered up to this episode. And it's like Ouija boards represent the idea that people love the unknown. Like humans love the mysteries and the unknown and the unexplained, and they love that.
They want it.
And they want it. They want to be a part of it. And Ouija boards are an opportunity for them to have that.
Every
Just
random
like
person
going in haunted houses and going into cornfields to look for crop circles and sitting on the roof of your car and watching the night sky, hoping to see a UFO. Like, people love that. But
They want to participate, man. They want something crazy to happen. They want to see something crazy.
They do. But does it make what I'm trying to like formulate? Does it validate the realistic the realism of these things? Does it validate the realism, or does it really make it all bullshit?
I think it makes it the opposite of anything real. So, like, I think you're right. I think this definitely sums it up, because we're not talking about some skilled individual that can go out and make a Bigfoot, sighting, or some skilled individual who can make a crop circle like a pro that looks really symmetrical. We're talking about every random Joe and his friend, every random person that can go and like make a ghost real, make a ghost believably real, but it's actually fake. And that is like the average human can do that. And at that point, it ruins everything. Or at that moment, it like invalidates everything. People want to be a part of it, but you're right. It's every single topic we've done that kind of have the ability to make it not credible.
People want to see something. Like, you don't go... There are people I know who have never done Ouija boards, but I was telling my mom about the podcast tonight, and I was letting her know. I was like, yeah, we're going to cover Ouija boards. And she goes, Ouija boards. She's like, when I was young, we did those. There's some crazy shit. I'm not doing that again. Like, she would say that. And like, even like when you buy a Ouija board, you're basically signing up, checking out, and going, yes, person working the register, I'm going to see some crazy shit tonight.
Should we call her up?
We're having a seance.
What?
Lighting candles.
What did you see?
She's asleep.
Pig's heads and whatnot. I want to see something. Yeah, I want to actually use one. Like, we had one over at my grandpa's house, and like, I want to say my cousin, like, we fucked with it one time, but I don't remember like really getting a fair shot at it. They were so much older than me that everything was just a joke. So like you can't take anything serious. So I want to like seriously do some Ouija board. I want to harness my powers and see if we can talk to some Orlando-based ghosts. Maybe someone has died in the hotel that we're going to be staying at. I don't know.
I think we should go to Penhurst in Philadelphia.
Listen, I don't want to put this out there, but I'm going to have to, because you guys are talking about it.
Go ahead and throw it out there, bud.
If you want to do any Ouija in Orlando, Casadega is the place, but I will never go back.
Is medical Ouija legal in Florida right now?
Medical Ouija is actually legal right now.
Yeah, recreational.
Okay.
Recreational.
Wait, what?
You say Casa what now? Casa what?
Casadega.
Is that haunted place? That's where you have that haunted experience, right?
Yeah, the Casadega Hotel.
So we're going there. Is that what you're saying?
That we're going there?
Yeah, you and Johnny are going.
Cuddle buddies.
Guys, we're going. We got to go.
I'm not going back there. The devil tried to take me last time.
Listeners, we're going to report back to you with our findings from Casadega.
Or not. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it. We might have to sneak in the dead of night. Undercover.
The last time...
I mean, you can just walk in. It's
okay.
It's town.
Well, that'll be easier.
It's town?
It'll be much easier.
It's
much easier. I say let's do it. I'm all in. 1, 2, 3.
Team.
Nope.
Well.
Have fun.
I don't know. Like, I think that's a good place to do Ouija. In the very place that happened to you, we should try to do the Ouija board and see if anything happens, dude. That's a real test, dude. That's a legit test.
I don't want to get possessed.
I feel like, okay, let's take a poll here. Out of the three of us, who is most likely to get possessed, guys?
You now.
It's me.
Listen, I'm going to say something right fucking now, and I'm embarrassed to say it. But when I was in Casadega, the ghost hunter I was with, his 15-year-old daughter was there, and he said that the ghosts go after, like, the smallest and, like,
the
easiest.
most feeble?
Yeah, the most feeble. And it was me.
It's so rad. rad. Oh, that's
And his
rad.
15-year-old daughter was like,
crazy.
she's like,
Oh,
it's gonna
Nick,
get me.
Nick, you're a little bitch.
She's like, it's gonna get me. And I was like,
Oh,
nah,
man.
it's coming for me.
It's a competition. I'm definitely the weakest.
Like, nah, I am for sure.
You think you are, Nick?
I don't know, man.
I think.
I mean,
Am I
you're
the
the weakest,
shortest?
Johnny. Nah, but you're the toughest mentally.
Yeah, I think you're
Toughest?
Taylor. You're the toughest. I think I
TUFF
want
tough.
it to happen.
It would get Johnny. Johnny would get possessed by the damn devil.
I think it would. Well, but then again, why would it want to possess me, Nick? You had the height until you got the mask. Why would it be? Oh yeah, I can tie bow ties now. Great. What's
'Cause it would be able to speak in tongues through you.
Yeah.
Because you talk so damn fast.
It could get so much out. I mean, millennia of want to talk, and it finally can.
And yeah, through you as a host.
Get his ideas and devilish algorithms out to the world. Lightning speed. The speed of a devil's tongue.
So Taylor, what do you?
As the
What
serpent
do you?
slithers.
What? You weigh in. Here.
What?
What do you think? Johnny and I have spoken about Ouija boards. I mean, what do you really think? Do you think it's all just a game, a hoax, if you will?
I don't think it's a hoax. I think the energy around the board in itself is an energy, even if it is only to like create a lore for it that people can exploit to kind of like harsh on people, you know, to like poke fun at their younger siblings or somebody who's gullible enough to believe it. You
Sounds
know,
like a personal thing.
yeah, it's just something fun. You know, something fun to. It's not necessarily picking on the person, but just like, haha, we're gonna play this joke on this person because they're the gullible one in the room. Everybody else is over the Ouija board thing except for this person, and we're gonna get them. They're, you know, and but I'm still open to the possibility because I haven't had an honest go at a Ouija board yet. I'm still
Yeah, me
open to the
too.
possibility that like us three on one of these Yes Yes boards, dude, we would conjure up some insane power, dude.
Yes, boys.
Crazy
Yes,
shit would
yes,
happen,
board.
dude. Crazy shit would happen.
I'm
I'm open.
What you,
I'm
you
open
hit
to
a
that.
Really,
This is all crazy tight shit. Ghosts.
you said something really interesting, and you said exploitation. You said exploitative, and I think that's. I do believe aliens exist. I do believe in Bigfoot, all that stuff. But there's a certain, to conspiracy theories, there's a certain exploitation of them. You know, I think I read an article the other day about in Roswell, New Mexico, and how that whole town
Blackmail books.
there's merch every gas station. It's an alien figure. It's exploitation. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what it all is
Yeah.
to an extent, is you're profiting off of it's the movie industry. You make one franchise and you profit off of
For years.
17 movies. It's Star Wars in a nutshell. And I think that's kind of a disappointing thing, that a lot of what we talk about is exploitation to a certain extent. And it's kind of fucking sad.
Well, I don't know. I think it's fun to, you know, the exploitation part is, I guess that means that, you know, somebody's making money selling these boards, but, you know, they're taking advantage of the fact that somebody's gullible enough and still open-minded enough to want this to happen, you know, still, but that person's having fun doing it, you know, they're getting something out of it. And I don't know, like, it kind of feels good to be scared or kind of like think something's going on. Oh my God, you know, that rush. That's fun. I think, you know,
It's totally fun, but like the inner Goonie in me really wishes that Ouija boards were like hard to obtain.
Yeah.
You had to go, and they
true.
were, you know,
Yeah, that's a good point.
they were
yeah.
wooden, and they talked about how you couldn't, you know, you can't get the Ouija board because it's dangerous. You have to be 18 to buy it. You have to
Yeah.
be responsible. And you have to go to a certain shop to get the Ouija board. It's like buying magic tricks. You know, you find
Yeah,
the
be like,
right.
oh well, you can only get an actual Ouija board from this one place in Tibet. And you have to climb up there and you fucking get it.
That'd be really fucking dope.
That'd be great. But that's like that's
tight, dude.
Wait. Who's to say there's not?
the one Ouija
No,
board.
I'm saying there's got to be. Hear me out.
There's not.
Yes,
Hasbro owns.
No,
Ouija.
That's not called Ouija board. Then there's got to
There's
be
a
some kind of
Hasbro flag
seance.
somewhere in Tibet, like on the top of one of
No,
these like
no, it's fucking
shrines.
pacify me. Hear me out. There's got to be some kind of like altar. There's got to be some kind of like shrine that you can actually talk to people who've passed on. I feel like it would be almost foolish to say that there's not a place spiritually people can go to actually have that. You know,
I agree,
there's
man.
gotta
I
be.
100% agree with that. I agree. There has to be places on. There doesn't necessarily have to be, but in my mind, there are places. There seem to be places on the earth where people can communicate. Something happens. Parallel dimensions are interacted with. You know, be it because it's a place on the earth, or dare I say, substance that somebody ingests. I don't know.
Well, isn't there? I mean, there are herbs that people say that you can there's some kind of weird Indian thing that you can ingest, and you can essentially become out of body or like spiritual. It's like you can imagine the most insane version of like concentrated THC wax or something.
You can talk to God.
And so like there are that's like what
cool.
a lot of hallucinogens are for, but this is actually like a real life thing.
Yeah. It's all like it comes back to like talking about out of body, and I'm relating this to a ton of past podcasts, and the idea of out of body and of Mandela effect and of the Ouija board. It's all, you know, do we need drugs to induce these dreamlike moments for us, or do we actually use our mind to create these things? And part of the Ouija board, a lot of the Ouija board, is us creating this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we possess the ability. I think you have to let's call a drug or like a hallucinogen like a special type of marker, crayon, or or pencil, whatever.
It's like the limitless pill.
Well, we possess the ability to paint, but that pencil, that whatever medium is, that drug is just facilitating it that much easier. I think we us humans, as sober, non-intoxicated, have the ability to induce a state that is somewhat spiritual or like out of body, but it's so much easier with a general anesthetic or a LSD.
Yeah, to open up extra senses.
Oh yeah, but we have the ability,
which put us past the point of like where our mind can go on its own, uninhabited.
Right,
unground
so,
us.
Yeah, and if that's the thing, if your mind can go to these weird places, like, what's to say like you can't interact with those places in another way, possibly via a board? Yes, a Ouija board.
yes, board.
I don't know. I mean, it's so interesting. Like, I feel like we're eventually going to just have an episode about the mind itself, because it'll be way down the line, because we're going to keep talking about stuff, and eventually we're going to have to talk about the inner workings of the mind, and dare I say it might be a little scientific.
Okay.
Not.
We can talk about the medulla oblongata.
Oblongata. It's all crazy, but fuck, man, I love doing this, and I love that we can talk about. I was doing the research on the Ouija for this episode, and I'm just like, this is nuts. Like, literally from the moment I started researching, it's like fake, owned by Hasbro.
Fake.
And that's crazy to me. But the idea that they're still popular because people love horror, they love folklore, they love mystery. The Ouija board is still a mystery because science, in a sense, is still a mystery. And regardless of whether science has debunked it, people are convinced that the thing will move by itself. And there are people who have seen it. People I know and I trust as friends who have pulled their hands away and they've watched it move on its own.
And it's that conviction that makes you want to believe. It's not the story you read online. It's your friends and family that really believe it in conviction.
And that's you, Johnny.
I want to see
You want to believe.
Well, I do. No. That's the thing. When you guys tell me about Bigfoot, like the person talking about Bigfoot, I believe so much more. When I talk to somebody about fake Paul, or they when I can hear the conviction in someone's voice and see it in their eyes, it is so much more believable to me than reading it online. And that's what it is. It's the human interaction between each other and that communication that makes it so much more valid. Emotionally, that's just what we are. We're emotional humans. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
What a crazy episode. Episode 20.
Emos.
Just a
We're
quick
emos.
little jangle. A quick little jangle, an easy listen, if you will.
Jingle jangle.
The jingle jangle.
The yes board.
I will say again, because this is episode 2 that we've done, that if you got a hypothetical you want us to talk about or a thought that you'd like to share with us,
Good news.
Just send us an email. Send us a goddamn email.
Send us an email.
Obviously, yeah.
We don't have a mailbox. Send us an email.
Yeah, so that's hybrothoughts@gmail.com, hybrothoughts@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. And the last couple emails we've gotten, we've done them that episode.
And it can even be something like, I want more of this, less of Johnny. Just say it. I won't be offended.
Yeah, we'll kick Johnny off. This is all Johnny's got, but we'll kick him off this podcast.
We'll do it.
We'll do an episode, and then 30 minutes into that episode, we'll kick him off, and then we'll bring him back next episode due to popular demand.
We miss Johnny.
Also, make sure to head over to the Facebooks and give us a like at facebook.com/Hybrothetical Thinking for more content throughout the week. Guys, we got videos, we got animations. We have tons of cool stuff coming there. We're super excited about. We have a Patreon that's going to launch soon, which will be great. You guys can give us monies and we can make cool shit.
Yeah, like this show we're about to do.
You can be our patrons on Patreon. You can send us to places to investigate crop circles. We can go stay in haunted hotels. We can do the Ouija all over the world. Thanks to your kind dollar that you would contribute to us. Also, iTunes, guys, if you're on iTunes, the only thing that matters, because there's a top spot that we'd like to be in. Just go ahead and see that with us 5 stars. Make sure to click the 5th one if you like the podcast. If you don't, just send us an email and tell us you don't like it.
Just direct it at me. Say, I don't like Johnny.
Say it's Johnny's fault. It'll be fine.
I'm totally fine with that.
Damn you, Johnny.
Damn you, Johnny.
No, but lots of cool things are coming soon, guys. We'll talk about it very, very, very soon.
No, we're going to talk about it right now. Guys, we're going to be in Orlando. We're going to be in Orlando this week, this weekend, August 11th and 12th at the Walker Stalker Con Orlando. Please make sure to come by and say hello. We're going to have a booth. We're going to have a spin wheel where you can win some awesome DVDs and or VHS tapes of some of our favorite movies.
And more.
We have
Swag.
amazing stuff. Amazing swag from Future Monsters. They sent some amazing stuff over you guys can check out. And then on Sunday, the 12th. On Sunday the 12th, we're going to be doing a live panel slash podcast slash slideshow about.
God,
I hate you guys.
We're doing a live panel on Sunday in front of people about zombie apocalypse and what are the hypotheticals about that.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. It's going to be informative, semi-informative. Sorry.
The weird thing about it is I'm not going to know. Just like every episode, I'm going into that blind as well. And that's live. So I can't cover my ass.
Yeah, no, Johnny knows the topic is zombies, but he has no idea what's going to be on the slides that everyone's going to see on the screen.
So I guess fuck me, I guess. Great.
It's going to be great. We're super excited. If you're in Orlando, make sure to say hello.
Well, you got to come to Orlando and ask Taylor the question, right? What was he going to ask earlier? Ask Taylor, I think, in his left ear, but not his right ear.
Oh, yeah,
Only my left ear.
Only his left ear. Maybe he'll tell you.
Maybe.
Also, Orlando. One big final thing I want to end on, because this is huge. We've printed our first shirts ever. We have a limited amount available in Orlando. Come by the booth. You guys can be some of the first to pick up our shirts. If you can't be there, because we know we have listeners across the pond even, we're going to put some shirts up for pre-order very soon, and you guys can make sure to have a Hybrothetical Thinking shirt of your own.
This podcast is growing so fast. I remember when it was just a little baby, and now we're making shirts and having international fans. We're meeting fans. How did that happen?
Crazy. Look at his eyes.
All right, okay, move on. I'm fine, okay? I'm not going to cry.
All right, well, guys, look at Stu.
I'm fine, okay? I'm fine.
All right. You want to do the outro?
It's okay.
Me do the outro? You do the outro.
Why don't you know what?
I'm going to cry.
You start the outro.
I forgot how to do it.
Make it up.
Well, thanks for listening into this episode 20. It's been crazy. I have been Johnny Clark.
Hey, I've been Tyler Nelson.
All right, and me, Nick, Taylor. Ready?
All right, ready.
All right. Hey, I've been Johnny Clark.
Wait, did you say Nick or Taylor?
Nick first, then Taylor.
All right, do it again.
Hey, I've been Johnny Clark.
And I've been Nick.
And I've been Taylor Nelson.
And we'll see you guys we'll see you guys next week. It's crazy.
And
see you in the
we'll
flesh
always
persons.
be the Hybros.
See you there.